s.roque's automatic screen printing equipment is known throughout the world for how well it handles water-based inks. Now, as water-based inks become more prevalent in the U.S. market, let's show you how these presses can actually make your life easier as you transition to water-based screen printing. If we pretend this printhead in this screen has plastisol in it, this is the way a lot of screen printers use automatic presses with plastisol ink. So if we start this, we would basically be flooding and then printing, and then flooding and then printing. Now with water-based inks, we want to think about things a little bit differently. Because water-based dries out in the screen, we always want to leave that screen flooded. So after it prints, we're going to tell the press to flood the screen. The second thing we have to think about is a lot of times when you're doing water-based, you have to do 2 print strokes to really clear that mesh, especially when you're using higher mesh. So we want to do that when the print head's in the down position to speed things up a little bit. Let's go to the computer program and actually set this up in the press menu. So this is our standard plastisol setup. Now if we wanted to do 2 print strokes, we hit 2 print strokes and the head would lift up every time between those 2 print strokes. Now for water-based, we want to change things up a little bit. First of all, we're going to go to normal. We're not going to flood before, we're going to flood after. And then we also want to make sure that we actually put no flooding on that normal position. What the no flooding actually does is it doubles up the print strokes. So forward is 1 print stroke, backwards is the 2nd print stroke. So if we want to hit that twice, we're actually going to go and put 4, so 2 forwards and 2 backwards, equaling 2 full print strokes. Let's look at this thing in action. So the press goes down, it prints, it floods, it prints, it floods, and then it goes to the next shirt. One really cool thing about the s.roque is it allows us to actually copy our program for head number 1 to all the other heads. So let's say head number 9 and 10 currently are up. Let's say we needed to turn 10 on. We can go to head number 1, turn it on, and then copy the program to all the other print heads. Then if we go to the other print heads again, we can see all of them have the same configuration. So if we're doing a job, it's way faster than going into every single print head and programming it individually. Let's go ahead and load our ink and do our print. Today we're going to be using Green Galaxy's Pitch Black water-based ink. So you always want to load a generous amount of ink into the screen. Very important. On the s.roque, the squeegee and the flood bar can be placed in either the front or the back position. You have your height adjustment, which gives you almost a full inch. This is measured in centimeters. Each hash mark stands for a millimeter. So it starts out at 0 centimeters or 0 millimeters, goes up to 1 or 2 centimeters, or up to a little bit past 21, 22 millimeters, which once again gives you almost a full inch. You also have your air pressure settings. So typically with water-based, we're typically at a 50 or 60 air pressure setting. We can lower or raise that directly on the print head and then lock it into place. Now we'll do a test print to ensure our settings are correct. We have our squeegee set to about 0 and then our flood set to about 1. So we print, flood, that's about perfect. We want to leave a thick coat of ink above the screen so we do not push ink directly into the image area. This keeps it very wet during printing. All right, let's go ahead and put the press into production. We're printing, flooding in the down position, and printing, leaving the screen flooded between shirts. And production goes very fast and effectively. At this rate, we're almost printing at 700 pieces per hour. One other cool thing about printing on the s.roque is you're printing on a solid surface. These are very light honeycomb aluminum platens, giving you a solid surface. They take heat very well, which is optimal for water-based printing, but also a maximum detail because you're not printing on any rubber surface. It's a solid surface, which is great for handling that detail and those fine lines. If you're interested in finding out more information about s.roque or Green Galaxy water-based inks, be sure to check out our website. Thanks a lot for watching Screen Printers, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome screen printing videos.